Hi, I'm Kat, and this is today's tarot. The opening card that we have for today is the Hermit. So this is an energy of going inward, going into a reflective space and feeling a little bit isolated in some ways. We may feel our inner critic coming out, kind of dissecting and analyzing some things that have happened in our life recently. And ultimately, the Hermit is all about self-care and looking at our habits and our behaviors and what actually is not useful and not practical to us, and what we can actually assimilate value out of. So the Hermit climbs up the mountain to go inward and reflects on themselves. It is also a card that is associated with the healer, or the hand of the healing energy. So this is our opening energy for today. The challenge that we have for today is the Five of Wands, which is a challenging card. It's a question of, do we want to work with the situation or against the situation? If you look at the five characters in this card, they could be fighting each other. They also could be working on their skills. And so we get the opportunity to look at life that way. Do we want to look at it as a challenge, or do we want to look at it as something that more brings out our own skill set and dancing with the situation? Now, how we get through the challenge today is the Six of Cups. Now, this is about an emotional wish of some kind coming through. You can see that in this card you have a little boy handing a vessel or a cup full of flowers with a lotus flower in it to a little girl, with a mother figure in the background. And so there's some gift, some emotional piece that comes through this challenging experience today. And it may be just realizing that you have a lot more resources available to you than perhaps you had imagined. Now, the ultimate outcome for today is the Fool card. We've been in some really strong Uranian energy for the last few years. Lots of big changes, lots of upsets to our stability, and ultimately things are still changing, things are still in motion. And this is telling us that some unexpected thing can possibly show up today that is a big surprise and sends us in a new current of energy, a new beginning in some sort. Uranus is a planet that brings change to outworn conditions in our lives, and so we can be really seeing that we are going through a big amount of change, and actually realizing that we have more skills than we may be aware of, and that even if things are challenging, it's not a punishment from the universe. It's really just life. And how we work with life ultimately comes down to whether or not we consider it a dance or a fight. Okay, if you've heard of the Brazilian fighting style called capoeira, it is a fighting style that was developed by the slaves in that region so that they could look like they were having this ritual for, pumping up everybody's sexual energy, but really they were practicing fighting, and they're practicing their skill set in their own art form of martial arts. And so how do we make the challenge of life more playful? How do we actually assimilate and extrapolate things out of those challenges that are ultimately nurturing for us while we are going through this change? The Fool card also reminds us that if you are feeling any hesitancy or doubt, follow your heart, because your heart ultimately will guide the way and guide you into a new horizon that will bring you blessings, because the planet of Uranus doesn't bring change to conditions that are good. Even though we may consider them like, yeah, this is stable, this is what I wanted, this is good, it brings changes to outworn conditions that actually get in our way of progress. So as hard as it may be to conceptualize change and upsetting change as a good thing, it creates opportunity in our lives that would have never been possible if that change had never happened. So I invite you to step into that change with a playful attitude, with an attitude of discovery and witnessing possibly things in yourself that you didn't even know you were capable of. And with that, I send you a good wish today and many blessings as we are all going through this. And I will see you again tomorrow. So much love to you. Mwah.